All right.
And we're back.
And we're back. Episode 13. Now we're a world famous iTunes published podcast. And yeah, 13 hours of nonsense.
So are they all on iTunes?
Not all of them.
Just 3.
So yeah, just episodes 1 through 3.
Is that something about us not being able to upload a lot?
No, it's because that's the most I was able to do on this weekend. Okay. Because what I have to do is, because like we were saying a long time ago, because the episodes that get posted to YouTube, they're the final edits, they're the edited, polished up versions of the show. So what took me this long to realize was that I can just do an MP3 converter of the episode, download it to the computer, and then upload that to this place called podcast.com, which we were also on. And so then you post it on the podcast.com for free, because it's a free website, unlimited storage, which that's a plus.
Damn.
So then it creates what's called an RSS URL for free, and then when you submit your stuff to iTunes, it just takes whatever's on podcast.com.
Yeah.
So I've only been able to upload episodes 1 through 3 because it's taking like an hour an episode to everything to download and post. So
I remember in the beginning the problem was SoundCloud seemed to be the only venue we could use.
But we can only go.
But you can only do like 5 hours, and we were already like at 8 episodes. You're like, well, shit.
Yeah,
well, even then, our episodes are 2 hours apiece. So
exactly. So we were fucked regardless.
Yeah, it was like 2 episodes.
So we're on iTunes now. I'm coming for you, Spotify. So hopefully we're on there.
Is it the same process?
Similar, but it's a lot harder. It's a lot harder to get on Spotify.
Okay. I've noticed all the podcasts I listen to are like 2 or 3 weeks later when they post. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though they come out every week like they're new, there's still like 3 weeks in the past. I don't know why that is, but I guess it's maybe that process that everyone has to go to.
Probably, but yeah. So here's like I said, 2018 was going to be a great year. We got Dwayne LaRoche on the podcast. I was about to say policy again. I've been working all week. So we got Dwayne back. Welcome back, Dwayne.
What's up? How's it going, guys?
Dwayne's alias is also Weezy or Weezy. So you might hear me call him that, and that's Weezy.
Weezy?
Now you know what that is?
Yeah.
Weezy F.
So you know what's funny is that Mrs. Teach listens to our podcast on iTunes, like in the car and stuff like that. And I just thought it was funny because I'm like, you know, you bitch a lot when I'm at parties with like David or someone and I'm talking the same stupid shit we do on the podcast and you're all pissed off like, oh, shut up. Like, let's go blah, blah, blah. But there you are listening to me talk stupid to my friend all night. Like,
right.
So like, if Mrs. Teach likes it, you might get a kick out of it too, listeners. So.
Yeah, so, and thank you. And with, actually this morning, I don't know if you saw, but I started an ad for our show. Actually put $6 down. The most money we've invested. Yay, with the podcast. So
that's Leslie's student loan.
Right. $6. So yeah, I'm running it from today to Saturday, doing $2 a day. Or no, to Friday, I think. I don't know.
3 days.
You know, it's like whatever equals $6. Yeah. So whatever date gets us to that. And so so far the page has had 39 views, 1 new like. And our views on YouTube have kind of gone up a little bit. We're kind of almost at double digits for all episodes. And I'm happy about that. And yeah.
Very nice.
So we're going places.
We're doing it. This is the dream, y'all.
This is the dream.
We made it. We're here. Sorry from the bottom.
They will hear us.
Our voices shall be heard! So, yeah. So... What topic should we do first?
What was I already forgot what we were going to talk about. The booze. It gets to me.
The booze gets to you?
My mind. It just takes me sometimes.
It's starting to get to me. I've been drinking a little bit
too. Well, there's talk about the jerk.
Jerk? You want to do it right now?
Yeah, sure.
You know what? Actually, with the thumbing, I remember I did have a jerk of the week.
Oh, okay. Good,
like a legit jerk of the week. So
while he's loading up our theme song, I just thought this was a funny little blip on my radar. Is that a woman whose mother passed away, the daughter was arrested for robbing her dead mom's house at the day of the funeral.
What a cunt.
See you next Tuesday. I just thought that was hilarious. It's like, my mom is gone. Let me go back and get all the things she's taken from me over the years.
Now, was she a good mom?
Oh,
right?
How the tables have turned.
Did her mom steal from her?
Did her mom steal from her? Was it her original items?
Yeah.
But the mom is dead, so the daughter has nobody to... Well, she stole it. Yeah, way to blame your dead mom, bitch.
Or, thanks, Mom. Fucking die before we get this shit squared away. Maybe they're like in a litigation right now for his shit, and the bitch dies, and then
the bitch dies.
in that scenario, that the girl is
that she's the mom's the bitch. Okay,
right. Only in that scenario. In the other case, I'm very sorry for the laugh.
Well, I don't think either of them are going to listen to the show. So one being dead and the other incarcerated.
Right.
So, but yeah, I thought that was a little bit funny.
Yeah, that's pretty shitty. You obviously hate your mom, so it's just sad all the way around. Any way you think of it.
Yeah, but on that note,
you're the jerk of the week. You're a jerk and it's your week. You really outdid yourself like a crazy super jerk. You're probably a big jerk every week, but this week you're the jerk of the week.
All right,
nice.
Fan
favorite segment. Welcome back. I guess I'll start with mine, because mine literally just happened like 10 minutes ago. Fucking, walking over here, like I do every Wednesday, and, have to cross the street, even though we're part of the same complex, main road doesn't run through us. That's how fancy we are. So, I hear a car coming, but I don't see it, because I check both ways, I'm a safe person. Turn to my right, turn to my left, turn back to my right, nothing, start walking. So, this car turns left to come onto the road that I'm about to cross, sees me walking, speeds up, and I'll kind of do that little, oh shit, kind of like the little fast walk, but I'm not really running, I'm just kind of like moving my arms, right. And then they speed up even more, and I'm like, God damn, dude!
You're like trying to show them, like, I am trying to go fast.
I am trying, I'm in flip-flops, I'm holding a little purse, and I was like, I need to get to record the podcast.
My blood sugar is low. I need to inject. So
I need to get to a safe place right now.
I can't work up any more glucose. Faster, so.
I'm using up the remaining energy I have. Oh, they're making fun of me because I brought over my booze and soda in my fiance's little lunchbox, Vera Bradley lunchbox, by the way. So they say it looks like a little purse that an old lady would carry insulin in, and that's what I'm sticking with. So.
That's cute. It's real cute. Yeah. This road, fucking people fly by. What is it? No, it's medical, right?
Yeah, this is medical.
Yeah, I am this way. Okay, my jerk of the week is my new neighbors upstairs.
Oh, really?
Which I guess they're new. I don't know. They could be the kids of the... But those old neighbors are gone. They just disappeared. Like, I didn't see anyone move out. I didn't see anyone move in. Who the fuck knows? I don't really care. They've been pretty cool lately. But... last Sunday, I think it's 2 guys that live up there, and I'm sure they're single, just straight guys, guy in an apartment, a 2-bedroom, they can both afford. But Sunday night, and I'm all about having a good time. Fuck it, like I'm loud too. I used to have parties. I don't really anymore, but when I'm
loud too.
Yeah. When I used to live upstairs, when I would have a party, I always would go downstairs and I would give whoever's living under me my number, and I'll go, hey, I'm having a party tonight. Feel free to come, first of all. I know you're not, but second of all, if shit gets too loud, pause for the cause. If shit gets too loud, give me a call. Text me, give me a call. We'll shut it down, or I'll try to lower it.
Damage control.
If it gets it up there again. I mean, I would have this conversation with every one of my neighbors under me at the Hollows. And, we'll all just leave. Don't call the cops, so, blah, 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 whatever. But these motherfuckers... I went to sleep like at 10. It was Sunday. I had to be at work on Monday morning. And 1 o'clock, it's like they started having a party. And it was weird, though, because they would be totally silent. And then... and then like 15 minutes ago... And it's 1 o'clock in the morning, so it's kind of like, okay, they're done. And I mean, it was a party because it was female voices and guys' voices. It was a bunch of people. And then they go outside and smoke, which, whatever. We go outside and smoke, but it's slam! Slam! They go back inside. Slam! They're outside. I'm like, Oh my god! And it lasted. It's my first time with these neighbors. I don't want to have a bad rapport with them like the last ones.
Right.
So I kept in my head just kind of like, okay, just maybe give them the hour. Right, give them the hour. And it'd be 4 a.m. And so
no.
on Sunday, and I had to go to work in like 3 hours at that point. You know, I was like, fuck my life. So they're my jerks of the week.
Nice.
Yeah.
That sucks. Super douchey.
It's right.
Super
That's
douchey.
just,
It's terrible now.
I don't know. It's like if you live upstairs.
Somebody got a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, you know. I was like, they must be watching a game or something because it would be so quiet for
at
like
1 a.m.
15, 20 minutes. I don't know.
I don't know any game.
Or like,
Like,
like playing a game or watching something that like.
I was like, the only game was on was Monday, the college championship.
Well, I don't remember. Like Korea was playing soccer or something. It's so fucking weird. They had to watch it at 2 a.m. So
2 a.m.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was just super like shitty and then like, what can I do? It's 2 a.m. I don't want to go up there and be like, hey guys, can you keep it down?
You old man.
Right? And
Put on your dad voice.
like, put my robe on, you know, and like, excuse me. Keep it down.
Modern youths.
Yeah.
Please keep it down.
See me halfway, guys.
And then I'm like,
As a taxpayer, I need sleep.
and then I'm like, man, I wish I could
Start the
just
conversation with as a taxpayer.
I wish I could walk on the ceiling and just be like, bam, 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 like right back at him. And then my second thought was, oh, we'll just get a fucking chair and start fucking hammering down. And then I thought, well, that's super douchey too. Like, just start. And I'm watching that Friends show again, and they have that same. Mr. Heckles under. You know, they're both. I'm like, oh, this just sucks. Like, just a shitty situation for me because they don't give a shit. They're having a party.
we
They're having a great time at my expense.
See, Leslie and I, we live on the second floor, over there.
I probably suck. No.
No, we don't. I don't try to. Like from time to time, if we drop something, boom, you know, it makes that thud.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like the person who lives under us, he's rarely home, and but like he'll have friends over from time to time, and they'll get loud, but it's not like in the many hours of the night.
Yeah.
What does get annoying is that like especially on the weekends when I sleep in, and then like I guess he has some big ass speaker, like some big ass boombox. And he'll play random songs of random genres, like, back to back. Like, you know how sometimes you'll listen to music and you'll listen to a certain genre?
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm in a rock mood. I'll listen to nothing but rock music. Or like, oh, I'm in a rap mood. I'll listen to rap music. This guy will go from, like, Tejano to hip-hop to country, back to Tejano,
Are you
then
sure
over to rap.
it's a man?
Yes, it's a guy.
Because I've noticed most females do that. Like,
No, it's a man. It's a grown-ass man, older than us here.
not to be misogynist.
I was like,
just
but-
notice that is the... Because Mrs.
Like-
Teach can do that. She'll country to K-pop to, like, thug rap to, like, Hannah Montana. Like... I'm like, there's no fucking...
It's like...
Makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, you're on your toes.
Like, what thing?
Like, am I coming or going? Like, what is going on? Like,
But it's like the bass booms.
yeah.
And I hear it clear over my music, and I listen to loud music, and I'm just like, this motherfucker. And he's like a grown ass man with a big old beard, and he has a big old like Great Dane, and I'm like, who are you? What do you do? Like, why? Your music taste is so weird, sir. Pick a theme.
So this is also the podcast of shaming genres. If you like that,
Right.
If you switch up your genres, you suck. At
Pick
one
a
time.
consistent plot. Do something.
You should go downstairs, and you do have kind of like loud ass parties though, because when you do have, you don't have them very often, but when you do, you have
They get fucking
DJ
crazy.
and like it's like EDM fucking music.
It
and
turns
like,
into a big old festival.
You should probably, and you have someone upstairs too, right? Above you?
No, not anymore.
Oh, is it two?
I think they got kicked out. So get this. So the people that lived above us, they were kind of a younger couple, kind of around me and Leslie's age. And I don't know, I think they went on a vacation or something.
You don't get to call them younger couple if they're your age.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know, like they look younger than us, but I think they're the same
okay.
age. Just because, you know, we look in the 20 range. So,
Thank you.
and so whatever.
Or maybe a young relationship, because then they haven't been together long.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. They
Well,
look
see?
like they were, yeah, they just, on a whim, got an apartment together.
People
Crazy.
do it.
Let's
Maybe
sign a lease.
That's why they got kicked out. That's probably why they're not there
Put all
anymore.
your shit in my apartment.
do it.
Starting to make sense.
Yeah.
Right? No, oh yeah, they're
That's why
credit.
they're crazy.
So, well, like, I don't know what happened, because, like, every night it sounded like there was a dog crying up in the apartment. And I'm
You calling
like,
that girl a bitch?
no, a dog. Like an actual
I'm just
pet.
kidding.
I was like, oh my god. And it sounded like it was like an animal was being tortured. And I was like, what the fuck? And like Leslie and I would hear that every single night. And like I can't even replicate the sound. It just sounded ugly.
Yeah.
So this went on for like a whole week, every single night around 9 to 10 p.m. And I was like, maybe they're like being stupid. Maybe it's like some like program thing. Like you can have a sound go off. Like maybe it's a dumb alarm clock or something. I don't know what it could be.
Was it like a
I would have
howling?
never assumed that.
I was like,
Yeah.
I know people are stupid, so.
I would have never assumed. I would have been like, there's a fucking suffering animal.
Was it like a howling
I'm
kind
going to
of
go
thing?
up there.
It was like a cry.
Well, was it a cat? Because cats in heat sound fucking ugly.
No,
Like-
cats in heat sound like crying babies. This didn't sound like a baby. This sounded like a legit dog, because it would bark from time to time. But it sounded like it was being stabbed and like prodded with a cattle iron, and it just.
Satanic ritual.
I was like, it sounded horrible.
Obviously.
And so like it got to a point where it went past a week, but then it was doing it all throughout the day. And then like I would go outside and I would see the window above ours was open.
Blood.
And like I would see, and I remember going up there and I'm knocking on the door and I'm like, hey,
Cut it out.
and I was just like, what's going on in there? Hey. And I hear something running around inside, like scratching the walls and the door and stuff and crying. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I remember like calling the stupid little like security people that monitor the apartments. And I heard them, like Mr. and Mrs. whatever, because I guess they could see the people that live in the apartments or something. There was like, Mr. and Mrs. da-da-da. Like, hey, we're getting reports of, animal abuse, this and that. We're going to call 911. Police were called. Police were knocking on the door. Nothing ever came of it. But I never heard that crying ever again.
I wonder if they abandoned it.
I have no idea.
And they might have abandoned it.
That sounded terrible.
Could have been. Yeah, it sounds horrible.
That's crazy.
But it could have just been like an overly anxious dog. Whenever they're
Yeah.
gone, it just does that. You know what I mean?
I don't know, but
Well, and maybe they did abandon it, and it was just crying out. Maybe it was hungry too.
Probably.
Like,
That's what I'm saying. And like, and I felt bad too because I was like, what if it is the worst case scenario, but I don't have a way of getting in there?
yeah.
And then if I do, the one day I like kicked in the door, here puppy, I'll take care of you. The family comes back, what the fuck's going on?
Right.
Ah! I have the dog, leave me alone.
He has ADHD. That's how he sounds when we're out of town.
He needs a spanking. Speaking of weird things and people crying, so H&M had an advertisement for I guess a new fall line or something. I don't know. They had a hoodie that had
This is great.
the model they picked for the hoodie is
I want that hoodie though.
Right? I think it sums up the beginning of 2018.
I was like, yeah. Encapsulates.
I feel like that's the perfect like
Put on blackface and wear it.
So you're getting ahead of me.
Okay.
So the model is a young African American black child, and
I think the correct vernacular is black now.
black.
Yeah.
I'm covering all
Go
bases.
for both. Yeah,
I was like,
sure,
covering all
sure,
bases.
sure.
So it was a little black boy.
Chaka Zulu, African American.
Stop. So he's wearing a hoodie that reads, "Coolest monkey in the jungle."
That's insane. Like, how many channels did this fucking hoodie get?
I feel like that was like a joke that got just way too far.
The photographer said, "Hey, check this out."
You know what I mean? And he's like, dude, you gotta snap that. And then like it kind of.
It sounds like a big wig was like, I mean, is it racist if we don't put a black kid in there?
Yeah, if we put a white kid.
Are we damned
Are
if
we
do?
like saying that
But-
black kids can't wear our clothes or something? Like,
But here's the kicker. So the actual advertisement itself, when the product got released, it was the black kid wearing the coolest monkey in the jungle hoodie, and the kid next to him was a white blonde boy, and his thing said survivalist expert with a tiger on it. So they're like, why does the white kid get to be the survivalist expert, and why does the black kid have to be the coolest monkey in the jungle? And so this sparked such an outrage that The Weeknd, the R&B singer The Weeknd, dropped his sponsorship with H&M over the coolest monkey in the jungle hoodie, being on a little black kid
is
in
he
the
still
advertisement.
relevant? The Weeknd? Although
like-
that's
Do you think the situation would be different if the sweater was camouflage?
yes. No, I mean no. I mean yes, it would be the same. No, it would not be different.
I was like, I'm just like, God damn, what are the odds? I guarantee you they snapped the picture, Probably the photographer. Dude, this is hilarious.
Yeah, this is kind of funny.
Get that little kid out of there.
They sent it. They said, "Hey, let's see if this gets past editing or whatever."
Yep.
Somebody
These
probably
guys will get a kick out of it, and they were like, "Oh, this is a damn good proposal." You know what I mean? Like,
inclusion.
send this up the ladder.
That's insane.
It would be fucked up if we didn't put him.
Right.
Yeah.
If we didn't post this.
That's excluding.
I was like, and you gotta remember too, the little boy had to be presented the hoodie before he wore it.
Right.
So, I mean,
and his parents, I'm sure, were there.
Exactly,
too,
he's a minor, so he's got to have some parental figure there.
Unless they do, I don't know how they do it. They might just splotch on decals. So
Yeah,
that could be true too.
They take one picture of a kid in a sweater, and they just change the color in the picture.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was just telling Miss Teach, because she, we're in the South, for all the Australians and stuff that listen to this podcast. And, boys kind of at the end, calling someone boy is just kind of like an authoritative thing, between... just anyone, really. So, Miss Teach was like, boy, you better stop, being funny. I was like, you don't tell your kids that, right? Because she works at a predominantly black school. It's and she's like, no, but why? I'm like, that could be taken so badly. It's just uncouth to do that. Just
uncouth. I love
it's
that.
uncouth. So, I mean, you can't call a little black kid
I feel like
boy.
it is, but it's also I feel like it's different though if you're Asian.
No,
straight up.
it's the same. You really can't. They can all. It can be taken out of context so much. You just want to stay away from it. Just And the other thing was where I was saying my joke when there's little babies around and they're cooing at me. I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't speak monkey. It's just just that joke. Because little babies, they look like little monkeys, But you don't say it to black kids because we're just not there yet in America. We're not there yet.
We're not there at calling little black kids monkeys.
We're not there where it's not seen as
damn
it
Trump!
could be you don't know where it's coming from.
That was the most hilarious thing that I could see ever. When I
That
saw
was
the
pretty
advertisement, I busted out laughing. I was just like, "This is awesome! I want to buy this sweater."
Did you
now.
see the one about the Dove commercial? Dude, this was a long time ago. It was last year, in the summer, but the Dove commercial where it's a white woman and then she uses Dove or it's a black woman and then she uses Dove and she comes out as a white woman.
No, I have
and
not
it
seen
kind of
that.
has this connotation of Dove
She's washing
cleans
away
the black off you, so strong. Cleans the black right off.
It'll change your race altogether.
Yeah, all that dirt and filth and black.
Look how dirty you were. Now you're clean.
That was a big
That's what
thing.
it sounds
Yeah,
like.
exactly.
Now that's more fucked up than the H&M thing.
No, that's
to be honest.
super insistent.
The only thing was that little clip that was a snippet of the whole commercial because the whole commercial shows an Asian girl washing
So she went from Asian to Indian to black to white.
Yeah, which it just seemed like you could have maybe taken the white girl and put her first, or put the black girl last, or something,
Stupid. That's just if you think about it, then somebody would be like, oh, so she cleans out she's ashy, so when she gets moisture on her. Because with elephants, you know how we always assume they're gray?
Right.
There's pictures and videos of elephants coming out of water. They're actually black.
Yeah.
They're just so dry and ashy that they just look gray.
Right.
So I guarantee you somebody, well, why does she have to be ashy? It's you can't do anything now because somebody will find something quasi-offensive.
We're just not there yet. You just can't know where it's coming from. That's the problem. You just can't.
Or people should just not care about it.
Yeah, but...
the motto, who cares? The title of our show. Because clearly we don't.
And then we had slaves, but no one cared then either. So it kind of transcends, But yeah, who cares?
Slavery, getting deep.
Yeah. No, but there was an Asian, a Chinese one where it literally was a black guy gets in. It was for washing machine soap, and the girl was freaking out that there's this black guy in her washroom. She shoves him in the washer, puts the soap, and he comes out the Chinese guy, and they're like, wow, look at that soap. Gets rid of scary black guys in the washroom.
Cancels demographics.
No, that one was very different because in China they're like, yeah, it's good soap. That's scary.
So what's the solution? You just don't use people in these commercials?
Oh, I don't know.
Advertising
I can't solve all America's problems either, but we're just stay away
he's not
from
Oprah.
Yeah, I'm not Oprah yet.
Maybe everything just gets animated, and then we'll just.
There you go.
That cartoon was used in a Japanese style of.
But then people will be mad that you're not using real black people for black people and real they have to use the real voice actors.
They're like, oh, why is the voice actor white? Have you ever played Gears of War?
Negative.
Have you ever played Gears of War? So
Marcus Phoenix.
he's voiced by John DiMaggio.
Yeah.
who voices Bender on Futurama.
Oh, nice.
And but John DiMaggio is praised for his voice when he voice acts for black characters in TV shows and stuff. He's voiced more black characters than like any other black like voice actor.
I don't know what he looks like.
He's a ginger kid. That's that's crazy. Because there was this Netflix documentary called like Behind the Voice or something like that, and it was about voice acting. And they were talking about John DiMaggio, kind of the famous voice actors out there who are versatile and doing different kinds of things. And they're even saying like that's crazy. Like he does a black voice better than black people. Like that's ridiculous. I was like, what?
Some baseball player came up when I looked up Joe DiMaggio. Let me put voice actor.
Or is it? Did you look up Joe or John?
Joe.
John.
Oh, did you say Joe? Am I tripping?
Yeah, I was like Joe DiMaggio is a.
Oh, but you know what? It came up John DiMaggio when I put voice actor for Joe.
Okay.
Yep. Not a black looking fellow.
Yeah.
That's not a black person at all.
But he is.
Oh, he's Bender? That's awesome. Fucking love Bender.
Yeah.
When they did the net neutrality thing, when they took it away or whatever, it was like, I'm gonna make my own internet with blackjack and hookers. Fuck it. Just got blackjack and hookers.
Dude. Fucking net neutrality. That guy looks like the biggest dweeb in the whole world. Ajit Pai.
Who?
Ajit Pai, the chairman of the FCC.
Oh.
Look up FCC chairman.
Yeah.
I was like, you gotta look at this dweeb. There's no other word.
Say it again, what's his name?
Just look up FCC chairman.
Oh.
I was like, I don't know how to spell his name.
His name sounds pretty fucking dweeby.
Ajit Pai.
Oh, he's Indian. Oh, my bad.
I was like, which one did you pull up?
Right?
Yes. Just look at that fucking picture right there.
Yeah. This guy's been getting memed on.
He looks like he tells girls how beautiful they are on Facebook.
Let me see vagina.
Yeah.
Let me see vagine.
You are so beautiful. $500.
Bob, please. Bob. Let me see your bobs.
Oh my god, that guy kills me.
That's funny.
They're like, he made this stupid video when that whole net neutrality thing was about to be repealed or whatever. He was like, don't worry, you'll still be able to binge watch on, be able to binge watch your favorite shows. And he's like eating popcorn, and you can tell it's all green screen, because that's like the Game of Thrones dragon coming down. He's all with popcorn, and he goes, you can still shop online
just for a little extra.
and like he's like on a laptop, and he goes, nice, just ordered a bulk shipment of fidget spinners. Yes. And he's like, it's like, what? And then he's all like, you can still be part of your favorite fandom. And he has a lightsaber, and he's all making sounds.
Good lord.
And then the last one, he goes, and you can still run your favorite internet memes into the ground. And they do the fucking Harlem Shake.
Oh, wow.
The Harlem Shake from 2011.
Yeah, no shit. Like.
And it's like, what? Like, he was trying to relate to teenage.
Yeah.
I was like, people in high school don't even remember.
He's like trying to relate to the past.
What? Fuck off. Like, get away.
How do you be cool? You do all the cool things.
All at once.
Everything that's ever been cool, throw it in this video and it can't fail.
What's cool now? Fidget spinners, Game of Thrones, Star Wars, and the Harlem Shake.
Yes.
I've got this.
Yeah. He's got my vote.
This has been simulated to work.
Like, we've run the numbers.
Yeah, we've crunched them twice.
I'm gonna get that sweater that I'm the coolest monkey and then have his face on the back.
Perfect.
He looks kind of black though, maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't do that.
It's like getting porch monkey written on your back.
I'd say that Jeep Pie is the coolest monkey, y'all. That was not my intention.
Stupid. He's the coolest monkey on the internet. So, man, what else has happened this week? I felt like we had more ammo coming into this, and the greatest debate.
Oh,
The greatest debate, which Teach and Dwayne got a little bit into it right now. I was like, put your dicks away, guys.
yeah.
So the topic's been around for a long time, but towards the end of 2017, beginning of this year, some viral video came out. Is water wet? And the video is a guy who says water is not wet. Because if you were wet, that means you were typically dry and you become wet. But if water itself is not wet because that is its state, it's always wet, so it's not considered wet. because wet is an adjective to describe something that has moisture or water put onto it. And then so his friends are like, no, water is wet, water is wet. And like that, when that turned into this big old thing, and now people are like, no, fuck you, water is wet. Like it's getting to this violent level. And with me, I'm kind of neutral on it. Because I can see both sides. Teach you.
Well, fuck. The thing about me and Weezy debating is that I end up just getting tired of talking. And I'm just like, okay, fuck it, whatever.
And
I'll moderate.
Yeah.
I'll moderate it.
Okay, no. The more I think about it, I still say that water is wet. I will continue to say that because colloquially, it's considered wet. You connotate water with, if you stick your hand in it, it makes your hand wet. Now, semantically, I can understand when people are saying, well, the verbiage and it's really this because it... Okay, if you want to go that fucking route, I guess grammatically, water is not wet, but the connotation we have with it is it's fucking wet. Fire burns you, too. That means it's not hot when it's only on your hand. It's hot all the fucking time. Water's wet all the fucking time. But I can agree with the grammatics that... Okay, only after your hand is pulled out of the water, it's considered wet. The water itself is not. But I still say water is wet. And I will continue to say it.
I think it's. I do not think water is wet. I think water that wet is a product of water. Like it's not it's not wet in itself. It makes other things wet. Like 100%. But I also think it's also kind of one of those questions, kind of like, you know, if a tree falls in the forest, that's what it's becoming.
Yeah.
Like, you know, a tree falls in the forest, doesn't make a sound, and it's like...
So if nothing touches water and gets wet, is water not wet?
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it can kind of go either way, depending on, like, how you really want to look at it.
It's the new tree falling in the forest.
It is. It's 100%. It's the new, like, philosophy.
Philosophizer.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
We'll make up a word.
Philosophy.
Yeah, it's one of those. And it could be
cares?
both. You know what I mean? Where everybody's right. But no, I grammatically, I think by just the structure of the English language and the way, you know, there are adverbs and verbs and like there's this like breakdown in the way that it's taught, you know, to speak correctly. I think water is not wet, but I do like, you know, kind of. I understand where people are coming from that water is wet because it makes everything
You correct
wet,
people on Facebook with there, don't you?
Yes, I do. I do actually. It bothers me.
Yeah.
Well, like, see, because, like...
Or when people say, like, them before somebody else, like, in a sense. Yeah, like...
You know,
that kind of bothers me,
I think
too.
that's the most pompous fucking thing, but I do it too. I
do, too.
I correct myself just because I don't just fucking troll.
I do it. I do it sometimes. I'm like, I should have said it the other way. You
No.
know?
I will
really
write
do.
it out, like... Me and Mrs. Teach, and then I'll go, I don't care, but I'm going to change it because I don't want anyone fucking saying that I don't know how to fucking
100%.
speak. Like,
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying now.
Yep.
Because with the whole water is wet thing, the reason why I'm neutral is, why does it fucking matter? I'm like, who brought it up? I'm like...
Because I can argue better than you.
Right.
That's the mentality between people. Yeah.
No, the last argument that kind of went viral that I really did get involved with, which it caught me off guard because I didn't think it was a fucking thing to begin with. I remember it was a couple years ago. I was at, me and my dad were at the rodeo to see Jeff Foxworthy.
Of course.
No, obviously. A couple
Where else
episodes
would
ago.
you see Jeff Foxworthy?
At the rodeo. Well, because a couple episodes ago, we were talking about favorite comedians, and I said Jeff Foxworthy, and he was like, oh, fuck Jeff Foxworthy. I was like, whatever, fuck you, dude. So... we were at the rodeo. We're waiting, stupid little events are over. We're waiting for the main event now to come on, and which is Jeff Foxworthy. And my fiance texts me. She texts me a picture of a dress, and she goes, "What color is this dress?" And I said, "This dress is white and gold."
Yep.
And I texted it back to my fiance, and I put, "WTF? It's white and gold. Why are you asking me what color this dress is?" Unbeknownst to me, this dress is circling the internet because I'm spending time with my father. And so Leslie texts me back, in all caps, WTF, it's blue and black.
Yeah.
What the fuck's wrong with you? And I said, and I read her message like several times, open the picture, zoom in, even adjust my settings on the brighting settings, and I'm like, this dress is white and gold. What the fuck are you talking about? And I started laughing hysterically, and I said, Dad, I was like, look at this dress. I was like, Leslie said this dress is blue and black. Thinking he's going to go, what the fuck? And he goes, okay. And I was like, well, look at the dress, Dad. I was like, look what color this dress is. And he goes, it's blue and black.
Yeah.
And I went, I was like, I'm going fucking mental.
Ashton Kutcher's gonna pop out.
Yeah.
I was like,
Wait, did you have that moment when that was going around? I had that feeling of like, what's it called? Like the Truman Show, like where you're paranoid. Where I'm like, is this a fucking joke?
Yeah, you're
Everyone
fucking
in on
right?
this?
Yeah.
Everyone fucking knows it. I just haven't heard it yet, so I'm still keep saying it's white and gold, but everyone knows it's blue and black. And it's just fucking with someone saying
yeah. So I was like, wait, what the fuck? And I kind of like lose my smile, and I was like, Dad, tell me what color this dress is. He goes, it's blue and black. What the fuck's wrong with your eyes? And I was like, what? So I looked to the people behind me, and I was like, hey, don't mean to bother you. What color is this dress? The girl goes, it's white and gold, and the guy goes, that's blue and black. What the fuck?
Started controversy.
And
I broke the Matrix. We're fucking out.
I took the wrong pill. And I was like, shit. So I enjoy the show. I get back home, and Leslie stays up for me because I get home around like 1 o'clock in the morning, and she goes, it's blue and black. And I was like, it's white and gold. Yeah. I was like, bring up the picture on your phone. Maybe it looks different on your phone. Babe, this is white and gold on both phones. No, it's not. It's blue and black on both phones. That was crazy.
Did it ever change for you? It was white and gold.
It's been white and gold still to this day.
I
white
had
and gold.
the same thing. I was like, I had a paranoid thing where I was like, does someone fucking know it's not or whatever? And I showed Miss Teach, and she's like, actually, I'm going to show because I'm like, oh my god. I've been looking through the comments all day, and I'm like, people are going crazy. I have a mindset, it's white and gold all day. And I had saved the picture, and I would go, hold on, babe, check it out. Look, I pulled it out, I was like, holy fuck, it's blue and black. What the fuck? I was like, what the hell? How is it blue and black? I was like, I went back to the original post because I'm like, did I fucking save the wrong one? Did they make a fucking fake one? Did I save the wrong one? Like, it was the same fucking
There's a
post.
real one in a fake
Yeah, like, I didn't save the wrong one or something. Because it depends on, like, the lighting and the way your eyes are adjusted at the time.
Also, I saw a thing, too, that said that it could correlate with your mood. Like, if you see it as, like, white and gold, that means, like, that you feel content with your life and that I was like, get out of here. People are making shit up, but yeah, and if you see black and blue, then like
I think it's one of those things. It's just like some people, like how a certain percentage of people are colorblind, but it's not that they're colorblind. They just see a color in odd shade. You know what I mean? So I think it's kind of one of those things.
What do we all see?
I see white and gold.
Yeah, I see white and
I
gold.
see white and gold. But it looks like now the
but you know what I mean?
images
like,
are all like fucked with now. Like they make
of course they can be fucked with now.
Well, that's
like,
yeah,
it's like this has been out for like ever.
I have seen both of those dresses though, like with the same picture. It really did change. Like,
well, cause see this one it looks like the lighting's
this
changed.
one right
this
here
one
looks blue and green to me, honestly.
Blue and green.
Like
yeah.
throwing a whole.
This one like right now looks like it's a tint of blue. Like there's a shade like light shining through a blue curtain on a white
Weezy's also
dress.
smoking a blunt. So.
Like that's literally what it looks like.
To me, it just looks white and gold, but with a darker setting on it. Oh no, you're reaching for a towel. Okay. Just slurp it. Oh, he actually did it.
Don't be wasteful.
Right?
Don't be wasteful.
Mama ain't raised no bitch.
No, it literally looks like there's like a blue tint or light us through like a blue curtain
Well,
on
it's
a
funny
white and
seeing
gold
them
dress.
side by
You know what I
side.
mean?
It's really fucked with my head. Cause
Yeah.
I'm not used to seeing them.
Now we don't have a control.
Now,
You know
yeah,
what I
there's
mean?
no
So
control.
like,
It's
we fucked it up.
fucking-
The
they're all
experiment's
over the
fucked.
place.
Right.
We can't
It's all
partake.
Son of a
fucking all over the
bitch!
place.
We're
Yeah.
compromised. We need a fresh set of eyes and
We're out.
we need an original picture.
Right.
We need an original picture. That's the problem, I think.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's also like with that little cartoon drawing where it's like it's 6, no, it's 9 because
Yeah,
they're looking
exactly.
at
100%.
I like how somebody because it was like you can't judge other people's perception
I just
because they
agreed
see.
with that.
But then but then somebody like photoshopped it to where they scratched out that, but he goes, no, somebody is right and somebody is wrong because somebody painted that on the floor
Right.
with the intentions of
There's
it
a
being a
context
specific
to
number.
it, so someone's wrong because it wasn't written to be that way.
Exactly. So that's why I think. So with that, with that dress, somebody that took the picture knows what color the picture was, knows what color the actual dress is.
You know, they came out and said it, what it was.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, and it was actually this person that took the picture. It was a girl, and she took the picture, and it was I can't remember now. I think it was white and gold. I think it was the original. And
'Cause
then
it is white and gold.
And then when she went to show the picture, she saw it as blue and black. And then her friend was like, "No, it's white and gold." She's like, "The fuck?" And then she posted and was like, "I know this is white and gold, but it looks blue and black to me on this photo." And everyone started like,
I feel like there's a Samsung versus iPhone
yeah.
joke in there somewhere, and
We had it first.
one is wrong.
Well, I mean, I have an iPhone.
I have Galaxy. So
Yes. I thought you had an iPhone. Did you used to have iPhones?
never had an iPhone.
Never had an iPhone.
Never.
LG.
I've had 2 Apple products ever, and honestly, they've been pretty good.
No, they're not.
I've had no issue with
I just hate that everyone fucking has them. They're so fucking niched. Like you have to like.
Well,
use
no,
all
I
this
mean
shit.
not necessarily because I went from iPhone to Samsung. I had the Galaxy S7, had it for a whole 2 years, and then I was like, kind of got sick of this one. Wanted to upgrade to the Galaxy S8. Didn't really have a lot different except just for the hidden home button. It's kind of like, no, I don't like that. I don't like the hidden home button. I kind of like a physical one.
I have apps that I can't get. You can't get on iPhone or Apple because they're not Apple apps.
Also too because like with Samsung, I do like the customability of it, like where you can like kind of rearrange stuff, and I love that. Don't get me wrong, but I was just like, I'm gonna go back to Apple.
I don't think that at least in the newer, like the 2 newest generations of both. You know what I mean? Because obviously everything's pretty comparable now. Like you know,
they're all great.
Most companies are actually technologically caught up with each other. Let's be real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At this point, it's just preference that's being pushed.
Exactly.
Realistically,
who you want to give your money to?
I don't think like, you know, an $800 phone versus a $1,000 phone. You know what I mean? I don't think that price gap warrants any differences between the products. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous that there's like 300 and I don't know, I feel like that's just kind of like a staple. It's like if we can do this, you know what I mean? If our fans are dedicated enough to spend $1,000, they will pay $1,000 for this and then we'll break ground. You know what I mean? Because after that, we can charge upwards of $1,000.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Because clearly people will spend the money.
Yeah, and that's what it is to me. Like, I'm not saying that like $800 isn't like extremely expensive for a fucking phone, which it really is. Honestly,
I'm mad that I'm financing this fucking thing.
It's same. It's stupid to finance.
And also, you can't just fucking use your headphones. You also have to go buy a pair of Bluetooth headphones because they don't fucking work.
No, you can use headphones now. After all the
all the backlash plug for the power adapter.
No, and now they come with
the cool. Still though,
and now it's more expensive because it comes with the plug.
Yeah, and you gotta lose that plug because they're fucking little.
I was like,
because it's fucking little.
I was like, I've had Bluetooth headphones. For
Meanwhile,
years,
Bluetooth headphones are the shit. Like you should go get a pair.
I was like, yeah.
You should use them on your Samsung, but I'd like to have them anyways.
I didn't like that Apple made me have to go fucking.
What if you have an old car and you want to plug in auxiliary?
I have a choice.
Now you're fucked listening to it.
I was like, I actually bought my Bluetooth headphones with my Samsung, so
yeah,
they were Samsung headphones. So
the only thing I don't like is that I listen to podcasts all day, but then I'll go to my computer sometimes, and so I'll be on Facebook usually because I don't do shit at work, and I want to listen to like a video, and I'm like, yeah, fuck, like I can't plug it in, like I can't listen to this video now because I have Bluetooth headphones.
Right,
so.
the downfall.
I'm like, does the computer have Bluetooth yet? What the fuck? What's going on? Isn't it 2018? What the hell?
Right. I need technology. Man,
I don't know. I think that's just a bold price jump for a phone. You know
I was like, I'm not gonna pay.
You can do a lot. Like, you know what I mean? So much.
What's that? You know what time it is? Smoke break.
Smoke break.
And we're back. All right. So, it's turning red.
The fuck? Because we're lit.
What does that mean?
Oh, is it continuing off the same one?
Shut up.
Yeah, it is. Okay. I was like, sorry, because I got
it blue earlier.
Right.
Maybe it's letting you know that this is like a second part.
I guess
maybe
so.
we don't understand colors anymore.
Right.
I see blue.
Okay.
I saw white and gold.
Right. This is what I saw.
I don't know what this red is, but
well. All right, now we're really back. So it was like got distracted there. But Teach, go ahead and let us know about your day.
Okay, I had a very interesting day, which doesn't happen a lot because I'm a file clerk and I don't do a lot of shit. I barely work as it is. And so today, 9 a.m., I got there at 8. I was bullshitting. I work for a law office, so there's the senior attorney. He like started this he came from Ireland with like $2 in his pocket and a trench coat and like
he had a tenor.
Yeah. So anyway, so he's like I don't even talk to him. Like he's my boss's boss. So because my boss is the office administrator. Whatever. His wife calls me and says, "Hey, I'm 73 years old. This is exactly it's not exactly what she said, but basically it was like fucking old. I have a bum leg. I need to get this truck I need to get this truck from it got impounded. I needed to get it to another place. Would you mind driving it? Because I know you don't do shit at your job. And I said, yeah, bet. Like, I get paid by the hour.
I'm down.
I don't mind.
You sounded so white saying that. Yeah, bet.
Okay, right, bet. Bet, motherfucker. Is that better? That's me trying. So I say, yeah, okay. Yes, ma'am. I'll meet you downstairs. She picks me up, whatever. We go to the impound, and the impound's like, they give you lip, whatever. They're always like really, they hit the job too, I'm sure.
Right.
She pays the thing because money is not an object to this woman because her husband owns fucking IP. Yeah. And then we get to there, and I go, right? And I go and get the car, and I'm like, okay, how do I start it? Like, there's no keys in it. I look at the guy, go, is there any keys in it? He's like, we don't carry keys. This is your car. And I was like, it's not my car. I don't even know what the fuck's going on. I'm a file clerk. Like, I don't drive for a living. So I go back to her and I say, there's no keys. She's like, there's no keys. Like, it's my fault or something. And I'm like, yeah, there's no, I don't know. Like, I don't even know what's going on right now. I'm just supposed to drive this back. She goes, oh, great. Let me call the detective. So she calls this detective. We have to go, apparently got stolen. I'm doing air quotes. I'll tell you what I think really happened. Okay. We go to the detective. It was used for stealing stuff, so the person that was driving last got arrested. And so we're like, he must have had the keys, but he's in jail right now. We have to go pick up the keys at they keep it in the police property or whatever. We have to go to this other fucking place. We drive there, we get the keys. We're like, okay, great, there's fucking keys. So then we go back to the
and you're riding with this woman.
I'm riding with this woman all around town. She's 73 years old. She's driving crazy. Like, here's another thing is that she doesn't use GPS. She uses MapQuest still. So and she has like hands that are like, she has arthritis. You know what I'm saying? Like, she can't hold the wheel, right? Mm-hmm. And she's grabbing fucking paper from like 70-year-old woman can barely see anyway.
She's printing out MapQuest.
Yeah, she has a mobile print. No, God, she has the paper in one hand. She's telling me a story from the 20s, and she's driving, and like we almost crashed on the highway. Like, I don't know how many times. Like, I don't know how many times the exit comes up, and she's like looking at the map. Here's a car coming. I'm like, holy shit! Stops. Like when you don't feel braking at a certain point, you start like, are we gonna start braking? Like, holy shit! And even she was like, ah, and then stopped, and like 5 times that happened while we were driving.
She startles herself.
Yeah, because she's looking at paper. She's looking at her paper while she's driving, and then she looks up, and the car's about to smack us in the face. So wait, we went to the...
Why would you let her drive?
Like, right? It's her car.
You should have been a gentleman.
That. No, sir.
It's her car, and she's the boss's...
I don't give a shit. That's your fucking life.
What am I gonna say?
Can you pull over? I don't fucking feel safe in here.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, I have stuff to look forward to in my life.
You're tripping.
You've lived a life.
Way out.
You're close to the end. I got a lot to do. You know what I mean?
It was just not. And that was an aspect.
I'm driving.
That was an aspect of the day. It was I felt very out of my element because how do I tell this woman get out of the car?
Stop! Like no.
So
that's when you scream.
Yeah.
Fuck this job.
So we go to
I get a car accident out of it.
We go to the impound.
Gets a lawyer's mom. Who's gonna win that case? Like
the lawyer's wife.
Or wife.
73. 73 years old. We go to the impound. We go to the detective. Meanwhile, we go to the detective, and and she goes, I have an appointment. I called, Professor, Detective Burke, or whatever, and, I have, whatever, he's going to meet me. And they're like, whatever, bitch, sit down. You know how they are at the police office, too. They don't give a shit who you are. Meanwhile, I'm like, this lady's worth millions. Like, you can't talk to her that way. Like, she doesn't look like it, but she's,
Do you not know who you're talking to?
Yeah, so I'm like, oh my God. Anyway, she was just like, okay. And some guy comes out real hurt. He's like, what do you got? Let me see. Oh, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, okay. Again, she's telling me a story from like the 20s. And I'm like, okay.
That was a very lively decade for her.
Yeah. Whatever. And so meanwhile, I realized that the guy he goes, give me the paperwork. I'll do what I need to do. You can go. More or less. He doesn't say that exactly, but kind of was like hurried her out. And she sits there. And I'm like, she's talking. I'm not trying to cut her off. So and then I go, I I think, is that it? Like, I think we can go now. I think that's, you gave him, and she was like, no, I'm going to meet him. I'm here to talk to him. Like, we're going to talk, and that's why I'm here. So we were like half an hour just sitting there. Meanwhile, I'm like, fuck my life. I could be sitting in my file room on Facebook, right? Like, you know?
Not being here
and listening to the story.
This just sounds like a crazy day. Like,
yeah.
This is awesome.
And then the guy that took her paper comes out again. He's like, you're still here? And she was like, yeah, well, I have an appointment. He's like, no, that's it. That's all he needs. You're good to go. And she's like, oh, okay, cool. I'm like, fuck. I knew we were waiting there. I knew
that brings me up a story that I gotta say. But
I tried to explain that to her, but it wasn't like, I couldn't like lay the law. Like if it was Mr. Teach, I'd be like, bitch, we gotta go. Like it's time to go. Like you can't talk to this woman like that. No.
Hurry up.
So yeah, so we leave, and then she doesn't know where the keys are or what to do. So she takes me to their house, which is fucking amazing. This house, right? But then that's awkward too, because I'm like, that's so weird. I'm just sitting. I don't even know where to sit. I'm just sitting in this giant living room with like his Russian nanny like walking around and shit. Like
what do I do here?
She wasn't hot. Her name was Satya. Yeah, Miss Teach. I was like, the Russian nanny's here. I don't know what to do. Like she doesn't even speak good English. And she's like, is she hot?
She wants
not really.
Blowjob?
Yeah,
Blowjob?
not really. I don't know. So that's fucking awkward. And then she's like, let's go to lunch. And I'm like, okay. And then I'm sitting across. That's fucking awkward. Sitting across to lunch with this woman.
You just had a date with an old woman.
That I work for. That he literally pays for anything I own because. And I've never even I've never spoken more than 10 words with this guy.
That's
ever.
Crazy.
I'm eating lunch with his wife. Awkward. We call Penske. We get the keys. We go back. We get there. We have to wait. It's a huge line now because we got there at 10, and now we're there at 4. And there's tons of everyone got off work to get their cars, and we're like, we've already paid, but we have to wait in line because of course everyone hates their job. Everyone's pissed off that they're there. They're not gonna let you. You can't be like, can I cut? I just need to talk. And they're like, no, I'm here to pick up my car. I'm in a hurry too. Blah blah blah.
Right.
We wait the fucking line. We get the thing. They say, oh yeah, you're good to go. Let me take it to the back. We wait again to get taken to the back. Taking the back, I'm like, okay. And it's a giant truck. Meanwhile, that whole thing was already out of there because it's this giant truck I'm not comfortable driving. It's a 16-foot Penske box truck that I am not comfortable driving at all. But I get in there, turn the key.
Oh no.
And I was like, meanwhile, my shift ends at 4. It's 4:30 already. And I still was supposed to take this truck back to her house to unload it and then drive it back to Penske to return it. And it's been out of commission since September. This is someone stole it, right?
Good lord.
We have to get a tow truck. Gotta wait for the tow truck. They come to get the tow truck. It's barely on. They got it on. This motherfucker's so big. Half the wheels on this side were off the bed.
Oh my god.
Half. It was like this. This is how it sat in the tow truck. I don't know how to explain this for words. Words come to me. It's tilted. It's tilted on the fucking bed of this guy's tow truck. It looks like it's gonna fall over. It just looks. We're just like, what the fuck? We end up taking it to Penske. I had a more dramatic ending. Now that I think about it.
He's like, and I went home.
I never had to drive the truck though, which was nice because it didn't run. Meanwhile, so this whole day was not necessary. I did not need to be. I was just there.
It was not necessary.
I was just with her the whole day. I kind of feel like she was just like, 10. I don't want to do this by myself. He was like, hey, tell the firefighter to go with you.
See, that's what I feel like happened.
Bring him with you.
He's all.
Okay. This is the drag anyway.
Oh, okay.
What I think happened was, I'm not going to say the name. So I don't think I've ever said where I worked and all.
No, you're not. Yeah.
They adopted their grandchild, who's 3 years old. And I've had to do their filing for this adoption.
Wait. How do you adopt a grandchild? Wouldn't that be just adopting a child?
Yeah. But it's their grandchild. They adopted a child, but that child is the grandchild.
Okay, I see what you mean.
A grandparent doesn't have legal rights to the grandchild. It's the child is their parents' not property, but obligation or whatever. It's their It's
their kids that they are adopting.
Okay. I was like, wait, how can you just adopt? Yeah, you are my grandchild.
You're thinking it's just a random kid.
Yeah, I was like,
they signed up.
I'm your grandma, not your mom.
No, I
specifically want a grandkid.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
No, it's their
son's
son And he's 3 years old, and he's a lawyer, so
specific.
I've done that was adopted their grandchild. So I've had to do the pleadings because it's been litigation of them having to do this. Like it's been like they have been fighting. So there's this disconnect with them and their kid, their son.
Yeah,
obviously, right? I think the son, because she always I was like, is this stolen? How has it been she goes, it got impounded in early December. But it was signed in her name, and she's just been letting it sit there. And she didn't seem very, like, someone that got, if it was stolen, like, from random, you'd be like, those motherfuckers stole my truck, and, like, blah, blah, blah. She was just kind of like, well, it was stolen. And, the person who had the keys, but, he's in jail. And, like, I'm like, I think it's their kid. I think it was their son, the grandson's dad, and he was living in it. And they cracked the lock because they didn't have the keys to the lock in the back.
So they just bolt cut it?
Yeah. TVs, iPads. There was a box of Nikes and Jordans. There was clothes. Like there was a sheet separating it too. Mm-hmm. Like with all his like clothes and stuff and like food and stuff, and then all like the like loot. Like all the shit he's stolen. Ton of shit. I couldn't believe it. And apparently I have to go back tomorrow and like help pack it up.
Do you get a free pair of shoes?
I didn't realize file clerk in the definition of your job aspect is helping clean up their trucks too. Like you're also like a mover and a truck driver.
What do they do with that stuff?
And I think it has to go to the police because
what though? Like,
they try to return it if they can. And if not, I think it just sits in like evidence.
Well, don't they just donate it? Like in the movie Holes, where it's like stolen stuff they donate to orphanages and stuff? Maybe. And it's like, might as well, someone stole it for a bad purpose, let's read
Meanwhile, I'm like, hey, this is my boss's wife. I'm like, can I get like my pick of that before you turn it in?
That's what I'm saying. I was like, hey, do I get a free pair of Yeezys out of this?
They got size 13s in there somewhere? Like, what's up? Because
it's got small feet.
It's like there was only 2 iPads.
Right. There's only 2.
There's only 2.
Keep it quiet, old lady. Like,
I was like, hey, I need an iPad. I don't got an iPad. Hey, hook us up, pal.
So, anyways, maybe it wasn't that dramatic of a day, but for me, it was just very awkward, very strenuous. I feel very drained after the day.
No, like, yeah, that sounds funny.
Have you ever had to spend a day with your not grandma?
Like, I feel like you should have like put on like a bodyguard persona and then went about that day, and it'd have been a lot more fun and interesting.
Like you have to protect
the thing
her.
Was too was that everyone we went to talk to, they would start talking to me like, because this is a 70-year-old woman.
Yeah, obviously you're her caregiver, right? That's what I would assume. Right. I'm not gonna talk to this crepit old lady.
And they're looking at me
know
like,
where she's at. You know what I mean?
They're all like, yeah, so you're gonna need to do, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Like
they're like, oh, he's like, the dumbass. Like we need
right.
She's taking care of him. My God.
The tow truck guy is like, well, it's gonna be this much, and I'm like, hey, if it was me, I'd say hell no, I don't got that money, but I'm pretty sure she's okay with it. You need to ask her about it though, because I don't control the checkbook.
You're like, I'm here to help drive something.
I'm like, my shift was over 2 hours ago. Like, I'm not really
mentioned a truck. Yes, I haven't even driven yet. Like,
all I know is I got lunch.
I was supposed to drive a truck.
There was no driving a truck.
I never drove it.
Never drove the truck.
Never drove it.
I
started the day with one purpose.
I literally was not needed for any.
And as he's driving home, I didn't get to file any of my paperwork today.
I have so much filing to do because I got back and everyone's gone in the office. Luckily, I have a key because it's all locked up. And I look at all my shit. I'm like, fuck! I have all this fucking filing. Meanwhile, one of the other lawyers, he's one of the partners. He's always on my ass talking shit about me. This podcast where I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing his files. I'm not getting to it. I'm like, because these motherfuckers have been to Castroville and to drive trucks and to like clean them up and shit. Like,
you're hiding evidence now.
Yeah.
Like that's fucking funny.
It was just crazy.
They're like, we adopted this grandchild, but we really feel like you're our grandchild.
No shit.
We want to leave you our family fortune.
At one point, she's all like,
you should kiss ass.
She was like,
you should be
maybe you can just spend the night, help us. I'm like, what? We're not there yet, Grandma. Like, don't be joking about that shit.
She hasn't felt the touch of a young man in many moons.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
You just gotta go down there.
Y'all are nasty.
Try to get it revved up again. It'll spew out some dust at first, but
it's like an old lawnmower where you gotta like, hit that button on the side.
Oh yeah, you gotta prime it.
You gotta prime it before you crank it.
Okay, let's put the emergency brake on that joke.
Now we know what he looks up on X videos and Mrs. Teaches at home.
Oh my god.
I'm granny porn.
I would be talking about the greatest day of my life. If that was the case.
I got to spend my whole day with an old lady.
Yeah.
The fantasies that ran wild in my head.
For the podcast, this originally was going to be my jerk of the week, only in the sense that it ruined my day, but she's the sweetest old lady. She's actually really cool. Like, as an old lady, she's nice. Like, she was nice and everything. Like, she was really...
Where'd you all go to lunch?
Take the Porsche.
It was just, yeah.
That's I keep coming back to
There was
that
the keys.
scenario.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it
You
was funny
touched my
because
life.
at first it was so awkward. It was just like, I didn't want to say anything. I was just very like, don't talk about anything. Because I'm sure anything that comes up, who knows what she talks to her husband about too. Like, I don't want him to even know I exist. Because, like, if he doesn't know I'm there, I can't fuck up. Like,
She's gonna go home. Teach was such a lovely man.
right, yeah.
He's gonna go, Teach, get in my office right now.
No, well, I'm hoping she goes home and says, oh, I'm going to ask him to help clean out all that garbage in there. And I hope he goes like, that's not his job. You can't do that.
He's gonna be like, good use of the boy.
Oh my god.
Where did she take you to lunch?
We went to First Watch.
I was really hoping you'd say Taco Bell. Like,
She took a dollar menu.
So she asked me, she was like, where do you like to go to lunch? And I was like, I don't know, where do you like to go to lunch? What do you usually during the week, rich old lady?
You'd be like, I don't know. You pick, man.
like,
So did she pay for your lunch?
yeah, fuck yeah.
Oh.
It was kind of awkward though, because the lady came and put it like in between, but a little towards me.
Closer to
I'm
you.
sure she thought I was taking my grandmother out.
yeah,
Like, lunch.
100%.
And then, like, we did kind of, like, finish lunch with it just there on the table. And I had a moment where I was like, should I, like, try to grab the lunch or something? Like, should I, is that should I, maybe that looks good to the boss's eyes. Like, oh, he didn't even pay for my lunch, sweetie.
Like, you reach out, like, and she goes, no, dear. Okay, if you insist.
I gotta use the bathroom. I hope by the time I come back, the check is gone.
Yeah.
You open, they bring back the little mints when you sign for it, and they're like of all of them. So you went to First Watch?
First Watch. So, did you ever go to the Egg and I?
Mm-hmm.
Egg and I got bought out by First Watch.
Oh, over there on 151?
There's a couple. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then I know only the Egg and I. That was
And
on
I think they
151.
all became First Watches. And it's basically the same thing, but more like organic. Like, it's very like, but it was really good. Like, it was all organic turkey.
You said organic, tomatoes. So that grossed me
Well,
out.
no, it was actually really tasty.
No,
the thing was that, like,
I immediately felt myself drift off mentally.
But, well, I know, because I got a turkey club, and I was like, I want french fries or, like, potato chips. So they're like, well, we have, like, organic greens or soup.
there's
I'm
that
like,
word again.
soup.
I would have sued them. I would have been like, fuck you
I'm
guys.
like, first of all, this is a free lunch. And
Well, that's true, too. Yeah, beggars can't be choosers.
yeah, it was good. It was actually very good.
Pull a Ron Swanson and just have all your bacon and eggs. Like,
Hey,
Sorry,
I know what I'm about,
you heard
son.
me wrong.
I think you misheard.
You heard me say I want
I
a lot of bacon eggs. I said it was all the bacon
bacon
eggs.
eggs that you
Exactly.
have.
It'd be one of those moments.
Dude, Ron Swanson is like my idol. Like, he eats nothing but meat.
He's just a manly man.
You know
what I mean?
the-
a manly American man.
You know
like,
the anti-Ron Swanson? You know when they see all their, like, doubles but are, like, opposite of them?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm the opposite of Ron Swanson. Like, the old man that's like...
Sam
he's-
Elliott?
Yeah,
Oh,
he's always
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I do yoga in the woods. And he's like, what? And I'm like, that's me.
He goes, dear God.
Yeah.
He's all like, ugh.
I love Ron Swanson because he's the anti-me.
I just like when what's his face was all like, what's that? Wanna be? Yeah, sure.
Come on.
When they're all like, do you want a salad? No, I don't eat the food my food eats. And he's like, haha, it's good for you. And he goes, this is delicious. And he puts it back in the bowl. That's fucking me, bro. Because I hate
No, that
vegetables.
really is you. Like that.
I
you
really-
too, actually.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
eat like nothing but meat.
If you're gonna make me have it on my plate, like I'm going to literally separate all of it.
I caught
Like
Dwayne
Moses.
one time in high
Like
school.
I will pick out every individual
Yup.
fucking thing that I don't like.
We had
Yup.
poor lunches in high school because it was free lunch, but
Yeah,
one of them
dude,
used to
shit.
be 2 egg rolls and a thing like fried rice, and I caught Dwayne picking his peas.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
picking peas.
Meanwhile, it's all mush and tastes the same anyways.
No, it
but
doesn't.
Dwayne was
I
not
don't
about
like
to
it.
have-
It's not even that I
Pale
don't
green
like
peas.
peas, but it's like peas are already not a great vegetable to me.
No, they're
you know what I
not.
mean?
No,
they
they
really
really
are.
are.
And then you get
these
a
are
school-
These are school peas.
Yeah.
You know
It's
what I
like
mean?
radioactive.
Like, good lord, I'm not.
No, yeah, they're not even green.
No.
They're like pale, like opaque green.
Sometimes they're like crunchy. You know what I mean? It almost
Yeah.
tastes like green crayon.
You
like,
just click.
it's like simulated food. You know what I mean? It's not even real. Like, no,
Like,
no,
I
I don't
brought my
like
lunch.
those.
Meanwhile,
This is
all
cool.
the lunch tasted like shit, but I would still get 2 of them.
Oh, my.
You get the
And did you guys go to high school on base?
I did for a little while.
He went to middle school.
I would presume the food would be a little bit better.
No,
it
really wasn't.
It's the MREs and everything.
I mean, no, MREs would have been dope. Like, on pool, straight up. Like, MREs would have been awesome. Like, some of them are pretty good. Like, no joke.
Only when they come with Snickers.
They have, like, the Salisbury steak one, like, on the cool. That one, I could eat that. Like,
I remember eating
that's, like,
MREs. I remember my dad found a stash of MREs that he had from when he was in the Air Force in the 80s, and I tried one, and I was like,
yeah, they are.
It's
well,
not
you
bad.
can buy them when the commissary still.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah. So,
what we were talking about on the last podcast, a military meal. You come from a military background family. Do you know what a shit on shingle is?
Shit on shingle? No.
What? Mm-mm. You're the first military brat that I've heard doesn't know what that is.
Biscuits and gravy?
It's like beef or sausage, whatever meat, and then you put it with gravy, and you could put it on like a slice of toast or a biscuit.
Oh, biscuits and gravy, yeah, but I've never heard
white gravy
that.
though, right?
Yeah, white gravy, yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard it called that.
Yeah, because see, my dad, when we were younger, he would say like, "Oh, this is what I used to eat in the Air Force," and they would call it shit on shingle or SOS. And then when I
listen to the last podcast.
If you listen to the last episode, episode 12.
Refer to the last episode.
Exactly. Tag them in it for a prize. So and then I remember if I would bring it to work, eat it as lunch, people would be like, "What is that?" But people that were in the military or people that had family in the military, "Oh, are you eating SOS?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then I brought that up last podcast, and he goes, "Oh, I know what that is, but I make mine with sausage and biscuits." I was like, "Oh, okay, but it's just kind of the same shit."
Do you get why it's called shit?
Yeah, I get it. I've never heard that before.
Really?
Mm-mm.
And that's crazy. I just figured since you were military, because that's what we were saying. Only military people knew what that was, so I just wanted to test it out.
When did your dad enlist? Do you know? Was he enlisted?
Yeah, he was enlisted. Yeah, he did the whole.
Do you know where
training.
Was it here in Texas?
I'm not too sure. Well, because
where did your dad enlist? In Texas or in?
Because
where y'all from? Tennessee, right?
My dad was born in Tennessee, and I think he enlisted in. It was either there or North Carolina.
Oh,
because my dad, he went to.
I mean, it'll be different where you take your. Oh, everyone takes basic in San Antonio, so it should be.
Well, because he went to. Well,
I mean, they do, right?
Yeah, they all basic for Air Forces in San Antonio.
Because he went. Because his.
Where's your dad? Air Force?
Yeah, my dad was Air Force.
Yeah.
So, because his parents and my grandparents, they were in the his dad was in the military, or my grandfather, and so they were stationed in Japan, and my dad went to high school in Japan. And then after he graduated, he went straight into the Air Force. So, but I've never really asked about where he was stationed. So I know he's been stationed in Turkey, Egypt. I know he's been stationed in a lot of Eastern countries. And I know he was in Japan for a long time too. That's where he saw a lot of bands Kiss.
And the,
See, that's good because my dad was stationed in Japan too, and that's where I was born. I was born in Chatancho, Okinawa.
Really?
Yeah, and we lived there for 2 years or something like that, and then my dad got stationed.
Yeah, I think my dad went to Yokata High.
My dad was.
I don't know.
My dad was
on base.
What the fuck war was it called? Because he was in Afghanistan, but not Afghanistan, Iraqi.
Desert Storm?
Desert Storm, that's what it was. But we just kind of make fun
that was
of
a
him.
conflict.
He was a mailman.
That wasn't a war.
He was a
mailman.
conflict.
It's a battle,
It's
sir.
different.
We always just make give him shit.
It's different.
You're like, I was in
We didn't
Afghanistan.
talk
You're a
about it.
mailman.
Oh, he was a mailman?
He was a mailman. But you're still an awesome.
Yeah, they still say, what they were. I was there.
Yeah,
what did you do? I was MP.
That's funny.
I signed out guns.
That's funny. Like Air Force. Yeah.
I put stamps on.
Yeah, there's.
I guarded the bunker.
Somebody's got to do it.
I was safe all the time.
I was like, my dad, because I remember when we were kids, my dad would be like, "Oh, I used to refill airplanes and stuff," because that was his job in the air. So we always presumed that he was up in the sky filling airplanes, but lo and behold, he had the laziest fucking job in the Air Force. They waited for the planes to land. Okay, they just hooked something up, wait there, unhook it, go sleep, and wait for the next plane to come in.
We talked about in one of the episodes where it's civilians and civilian children especially are always like, oh, if they were in the Air Force or the military, they were guns blazing 24/7 and they're,
You don't realize how...
And then a military brat's always like, yeah, it was a normal job. It was really a very corporate, super corporate job.
Really formal.
You really only
That's
just kind of got
hilarious.
dressed up and then went and did a normal tedious job all day.
See, I would think... For me, I want to do the military only because I was I think it would get me in shape. I was because I know I would be disciplined because I can't discipline myself. Because for the longest time, I wanted to do SAPD. Still kind of do want to do SAPD, but it's do I want to train?
Do you hate black people? No,
right?
just kidding.
I was like, is my trigger finger itchy? But fucked up.
They used to have a fat boy program that as a kid, when I grew up, military was like anyone, they take everyone, right?
Yeah.
And if, sometimes the Air Force was always harder and the Marines was harder too because you have to be either really fit for the Marines or you have to be really smart for the Air Force. And they would do fat boy program. Anyways, and they would put like your meal at the end of like basic, whatever run you had to do, and if you didn't make it, obviously you didn't eat. And so they did away with that though. There's no fat boy program. You have to be fit.
I heard it's gotten really like because my dad said.
Well, there's a surplus of people that want to join.
Well, because like you've seen Full Metal Jacket, right? Mm-hmm. Who hasn't seen Full Metal Jacket? Yeah.
Especially
if you're in a military family.
Classic.
Like, regardless of
that, Heartbreak Ridge, you know what I mean?
Oh, man.
G.I. Jane's a big one. Like,
yeah. Born on the 4th of July is a pretty good one.
I can name them, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's literally all we watched it out.
So, like, I remember my dad, like, when I first saw Full Metal Jacket and everything, my dad and my grandfather, that's how they really were. They were, like, mentally, physically abusive, but nowadays, I heard it's not like that. The worst they'll call you is,
they
like,
can't do that.
pansy.
Oh,
yeah, it's
they,
like...
No, they fucking
You even
can't.
have, like, a red patch.
Absolutely can't.
Like, you'll get a red band around, or an orange band.
That
means, like,
up,
sensitive. Like, you can't...
In the Air Force, there are, like to the point where it's, like, safe zones, where it's, like, if it's getting too stressful, you can kind of go there and nobody can yell at you for a little while. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah, like, no, like...
I didn't know it got that intense.
Yeah,
like, I knew it...
That's literally, like, how...
That's
at least on, like,
crazy.
Blackland, it's still...
No,
like
it is.
It's
yeah,
like
if you see the guys out there with the orange bands, that means they're not sensitive, but they have, like... The TIs or whatever, or the MTLs can't go too hard on them because it's like a... If you go too hard, they might break or something. Like, they have, like, a mental... It goes on that thing too, where it's, are we going too sensitive, or we become more kind of enlightened society?
Well, because see, it's like... Well, it's like, because, especially as a little kid, hearing stories from my dad in the Air Force, my grandfather, from being in Vietnam and stuff like that, I always thought it was like the bravest of the brave men are the ones that go out there,
it's
the
a
ones
job.
that handle
it's
it.
a job.
It's a job.
I don't know. I
crazy.
think it's kind of just like that veil to keep all branches of the military fairly equal.
Because I know the Marines.
Yeah.
Because it's like...
Well, the Marines always have the stigma of being...
I mean, there is, but then,
ones.
you have, like, the Air Force, like, Special Forces. Fuck, what are they called? Actually, I have a friend that became a seer. You can be an Air Force seer.
Yeah.
And those guys are, like, hardcore. You know what I mean? And then there's also pilots and stuff like that. And that, like, a lot
They're
of that...
even more coveted.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Because...
You know what I mean? But that comes from there. But a lot of those, like, on-base jobs, you know what I mean? A lot of those can be delegated to... managerial staff, and that's why a lot of those people also get pushed like this, like, kind of other route of being like lieutenants and stuff like, and going for like to be an officer because they're not necessarily physically equipped, but they have good reasoning.
The military
skills,
is a corporation.
So
it's corporate.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all corporate.
There's people that are leaders, and there's people that fight. You know what I mean? There's different aspects of it. And,
even more so, there's the people that fight, but more people run everything behind the show. There's a lot more.
Exactly.
No, I definitely understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that's what I'm saying. Is like I think like even like when the Air Force, it's like those people they can't be yelled at, and it's like, well, they're not gonna be soldiers necessarily,
and that's what they call it, the chair force.
I mean, obviously, exactly.
Well, the Air Force branch, literally, all the pay that goes to the military, Air Force airmen do that business for all the branches. Mm-hmm. Like you have to be. There's more. You have to test higher to get into the Air Force versus Army.
On the
you don't
ASVAB,
have to. You don't have to.
Called?
Yeah,
in the ASVAB. You don't have to score that high. They'll throw you into whatever on the Army or, and Marines too. Because if you're just strong and you can fight and you listen good.
Grunt.
Yeah.
Go.
Jarhead,
Yeah, how far can you run? No, but like, I just think there's different levels to it.
It's like a whole other country too. I mean, it's just different. Civilian life and military life are very different.
Because my dad was way retired by the time he had kids and everything. You know, like... I think he did 7 or 8 years in the Air Force. I'm not too sure, because then when he finally, because he got stationed in San Antonio and he started going back to school. He started going to St. Philip's. That's where he met my mom, and he was retired. And then he was kind of like, fuck it. I found my wife. I'm done with school. I was like, whatever. And then just but I was like, by the time he had us, he was out of the military, so I've been on base, I've been on Lackland many times, like as a kid and stuff like that, and it's like, but my cousin, my dad's brother, was still active Army, this and that, he went to Iraq and, did all that crazy stuff, and so, but my cousins, they grew up on base, and when we went to go visit them, we would go on base to go visit them and stuff, and it was just kind of like, but they knew all the lingo, they knew all the terminology. And it's just like, I don't know a lot of it. I know some of it, of course, because hearing dad's stories, watching military movies and stuff, but I never felt like I had like that. Oh.
Well, like your dad never went TDY while you were a kid, or like you know, went on a tour or something, or
I never got to experience that, which I guess is I'm grateful for. Yeah, because you know I never had to have that separation.
Had to, deploy either,
have that fear.
I was just talking about with my new grandma, because she was like, I mean, we were just talking, whatever, and she was like, oh, you're military brat, you know, did you like it? As a kid, I really resented it. I really fucking hated having to move around every 3 years. Like, every 3 years. I have no, like, Dwayne is my oldest childhood friend, and we were seniors when we met. Because my childhood friends from elementary, middle, early high school, I moved. I mean, I was in South Dakota for high school. I was in Wichita Falls for middle school. I was in... I think I was in San Antonio for beginning of elementary, but 3rd grade I moved, or 4th grade or whatever. So I don't have like, I don't know if y'all have friends from like 3rd grade or like kindergarten that like y'all just
100%.
always.
I have a couple.
I mean, I don't even know who those guys are. I can think of people from them like that.
Well, cause see, a lot of my friends like that were like in elementary, middle school, like they moved only because they had somebody in the military. But then when it just seems like when somebody retires from the military, they like retiring in San Antonio. Yeah. And like kind of like calling San Antonio home. So like a lot of the friends that came back like in my high school years is because they retired and we just wanted to move back to San Antonio. Yeah. Because that's probably either where they spent the most time or had the most friends, whatever the case may be. So I had a lot of friends that moved away in middle school and high school, or middle school, elementary school, come back because their families got out of the military. But yeah, that's something too that I was like, well, I'm glad I never got to experience that, because I wouldn't know how I would handle moving from city to city, state to state, all that kind of stuff. Did you move around a lot too?
When I was really young, but not so much. Like San Antonio was definitely home. You know
okay.
I mean? I went to Lackland for like pretty much pre-K to middle school. Yeah, and then high school was all like just outside of Lackland Air Force. But you know what I mean? Like West Campus, and then West Campus flooded, and then I went to South San.
What did your
my mom went to South San.
What did your dad retire as? What was his
E7?
What was that? A master?
Master Sergeant.
Master.
Yeah.
So my dad.
E8. No, it's E7, right?
I think it's 7. Yeah. Because. So the E's are enlisted, and there's an equivalency of enlisted within all the military. So like an E7 in the Air Force, we call that a master sergeant. But an E7 in the Army could be, I don't know the Army ranks, but it could be like a major
sergeant
or something,
or
some kind of
whatever.
But you'll know the rank because there's that equivalency of just E's. So anyways, my dad was he retired a senior master sergeant, first sergeant, and first sergeants, he basically, you have airmen. Every airman's in a squadron, right? Uh-huh. So we have an airman, a bunch of airmen in a squadron. A TI is the leader of that squadron. And then you have like 3 or 4 TIs that answer to one MTL. So an MTL has 4 TIs. 4 TIs have each, that's 4 squadrons. And then my dad was a first sergeant, which meant he had like 4 or 5 MTLs under him. So all their TIs and then all their squadrons, he would have a phone, and they call him a shirt. I don't know why they call him a shirt, but it's a shirt, first sergeant. They have a diamond in their ranking. But if something went down with the squad, like the airmen, if they got pulled over, DUI, in jail, death, whatever, his phone would go off. His phone went off. He was so stressed that last.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it'd be like 5 a.m. His TI, he had one, his TI phone, or his first sergeant phone. He'd have to go pick him up or something.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is. Another thing why the sensitivity stuff comes up is a lot of people commit suicide in the military just because it's super stressful. It's a lot of pressure on you. You're isolated. You're stuck here in San Antonio, and if you're from, the Midwest or the East Coast or something or the West Coast, it's really different, and you don't know your element and blah blah blah. And people tend to, and if someone's telling your shit all day, and you kind of hate where you're at all day, you're like, oh fuck it,
right?
So that happens a lot. But for my dad, he had to move a lot because of his ranking, just because it was like.
That position is
somewhere. Yeah, because a lot of people retire from that because they don't want to deal with it either. He tried to get chief. I think you can try 2 times, but it's a corporation. So even if you do make it...
You have to test.
You have to test. He tested 2 times, and I think he failed the first time. He passed the second time, but they can only have a percentage of MTLs become senior masters. and he didn't test high enough. So that kind of sucks. It's corporation though. It's corporate.
Yeah.
So it's like we're filled with chiefs, master sergeants.
Like
so,
we're maxed out on this.
So you are good enough, but we're not going to give it to you because there's too many. So.
Sorry. That's crazy. Well, yeah, I was like, that's so cool. I was like, yeah, because I come from a military family because, my dad was in, my uncle, my grandpa, military, but like I never had that military experience as a kid. You know what I mean? The military brat experience.
That's what I was saying. I hated it as a kid, but now it's like, back in my day. No, what as an adult now, and thinking about future and kids and stuff. I kind of liked, now I look back in hindsight, I'm like, hey man, I got to travel, I got to meet a lot of different people. I'm not close to them, I might not, I'm not very close to them, but if I can run into them someday, I know them from this and that, I know kind of the area, if you say, South Dakota, I'm like, I kind of know that area, or, Nebraska, Oklahoma, or North Texas. So I kind of as an adult, I kind of want to travel, I kind of want to give that to my kid too, because it was kind of nice. Now that I think about it. But at the time, I hated it. I really did. Yeah.
No, I got you. But yeah, we went on that for quite a bit.
See what I'm telling you? Those little nuggets at the end.
Exactly. It's like we do find out material. Before we came back from the smoke break, we were like, "What the hell are we even fucking talking about now?" It's like
sometimes I think we try to plan it too much. We get too in our heads.
But then, our topics span off different topics, and that's where things come from, and that's what I'm saying. And hopefully, with being expanded on iTunes and everything, because it could pop up as newly added, and somebody could be like, well, let me try to find something that's newly added. Try to find something has established episodes, like you're saying. You like finding episodes, new podcasts that have quantity to them, so that way you don't finish it. Oh, now I gotta wait.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, if I see a podcast with 3 episodes, I'm like, I'm not gonna.
Exactly.
Because if I like it, I'm gonna be mad. And then, or either if I like it and there's not enough, I'm gonna be mad. Or, they probably didn't do that good. That's why they only have 3 episodes.
That's why I'm trying to, hurry up and try to get everything posted up on the iTunes, so that way,
just quit your job.
I got iTunes, I'm in the bag.
Did you just get a promotion?
I just got promoted, I'm leaving now.
You know what? Take your promotion. Shut up.
Yeah, you can get these things on iTunes.
Then you can talk about the cool quit story on the podcast and then blow up and do that full time.
Right. And then because it was so cool because I was at work when I got the email saying that we were approved, because I applied for it Sunday night, got the approval on Monday afternoon, and I was like, oh, this is so fucking dope. And I was like, well, let me test out to see how it sounds on my car's Bluetooth and stuff. I want to make sure the quality sounds good. So I was listening to the first episode on the way home, and it was on the the little video screen on my car, and it said episode 1 introduction, and under it says Who Cares with David, Claire, and the Teach. And I was like, that was so cool seeing our name, or your anonymous name, seeing the names there, dude, that's my fucking name. It's on iTunes. If only you were using your real name, that way we could say your real name's on iTunes.
But, I like having the Teach other. It's cool. It's good enough for me.
I was like, I don't know, that felt so dope that I have something that's out there.
I like it a lot too.
So
I wonder if we should start naming our episodes. No?
I give them little names when I...
Descriptions, or is it in the name?
It's the actual name of the episode.
Oh, okay.
If you go on YouTube, it says episode 1 introduction, episode 2 whatever. I think it's something like quotes. They actually have names, but then I do put a little description.
No, I don't know why I guess I always see just episode 1, 2, and 3 or whatever.
There's stuff after it. So, but I mean, like I said, hopefully I'm gonna try to see what we need to do to meet I always Google it first. I'm gonna try to see what specifications meets Spotify's requirements. See if we can kind of qualify for that and get us on Spotify. That way people can say, oh, well, I only have an Android. I can't listen to it on iTunes. Well, now we're on Spotify, bitch, and that's everywhere. So, but yeah, with getting everything out there, we got a lot of new fans, people that were listening to the show.
Mrs. Teach even said, she was like, you guys are just kind of funny. Just they're just kind of funny to listen to. I'm like, nice, because
good. We hope so.
The person that I would be the most jerk, someone that's so close to me would hear me talk would probably mostly be like, yeah, corny,
right,
But even she thinks it's kind of has some humor to it. So
I was like, my fiance doesn't listen to it, so it's like, so I don't get feedback from her. Die. But yeah.
Well, do you hit her?
No. Do you put the bitch right?
Just kidding.
Just kidding, y'all. But Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of tapped out.
Yeah.
Same as
I'm
like
tired.
yeah. So
a little hungry. I can go for a snack.
He needs some papas.
That mota getting to Dwayne there. Taco Bell.
Nah, I don't Taco Bell.
I actually had Taco Bell for dinner. That's
Don't
right.
they have that $5 box or something? They still do that?
I don't know.
Damn it.
I would do that a lot. Like,
Hey, that munchie box at Jack in the Box.
Yo.
Bruh. And then
that grilled
this one
cheeseburger.
time, yes, and this one time their system was down. They couldn't. I was paying cash, and they couldn't take cash. It was $6.50. He just took my $5 bill. I was like, "It's cool." I was like, "Nice." Like,
free munchie box.
$5 munchie box, fucking A. Like a legit $5.
I like when you find the Taco Bell and KFC hybrids.
Oh yeah,
man.
There's still one over there by the Regal Cinema.
Southside too.
And there was the Pizza Hut too,
Huh?
because they have the KFC Taco Bell.
By that highway
Pizza
on the
Huts,
flea market.
too.
It's like right there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just the two. But they have one with the Pizza Hut too.
That's all like way on the north side though. I see those when I'm driving towards like New Braunfels, San Marcos, like the threes. The AEW and Long John Silver's, those are pretty good too.
Man.
Get a burger with some
Long
hush
John
puppies.
Silver's. People sleep on Long John Silver's.
Dude,
Long John Silver's.
you never had Long John
I
Silver's?
was weird. I have a different appreciation for it. Like I hated it when I was younger. Like I really did. I did not.
Me
like
too.
It at all.
I only
was
like the
yeah,
hush
we're going-
puppies.
Yeah,
I
that was
loved it as a young. It was all fried. It was just fried batter.
The part that bothers me the most is you get that film at the room.
I haven't had-
yes.
And
I
you
haven't
have
had
to eat
Long
it
John's-
hot because if you eat it, even if it's like room temperature, it's
It's
garbage.
fucked.
It's
Like,
trash
it's-
food at that point. Like
Well, it is
seriously,
that-
it's
the
gotta
other
be
one's
almost
true.
scalding. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, it's just fucking
gotta-
crunchy and great.
You're gonna fucking burn your tongue,
Yeah,
your
like,
taste
you have
buds
to.
off.
Because if
I can
not,
barely taste it. It's great.
as soon as it cools down, though, it's like you get that film.
And that's what I'm saying.
It's just like
when I
kind
worked
of
at
like
this,
licking the
plastic
roof of
that
your
keeps
mouth.
it
Yeah,
fresh.
basically.
I was like when I worked at this
Hate
call
that.
center, when I worked at CSG, I would just go down the highway real quick, and there's the AW and Long John Silver's. I'd order a big old burger, a root beer float, plus an order of hush puppies, and I'm like, this couldn't be
Hush puppies are good.
a more terrible meal for me, but this is delicious.
I love those hush puppies.
Oh man,
You ever hear about? I guess we're gonna go long.
I was like, right.
You ever heard about
You're in again, so
Fred's fish fry?
Yeah,
that's the king of ghetto
Okay,
meals.
that's
Okay,
like the
okay.
drug front.
Yes,
No.
that's what I'm gonna say. That's what I'm gonna say. That, do you ever see anyone?
No,
Just
But
one
you know
person?
what? I was at
the
fucking
staff, like
no, I was like, we're Southside, but we're like southeast kind of like, or it's like southwest side kind of like it's deep 35
Yeah.
is Southside,
Yeah.
like, and that's where I was riding with my new grandma. And it was like
You took her to the
it was
hood?
hood. I didn't take her; she was driving. It was hood, and
She took
shit,
you to
though.
the-
She took me- yeah,
I was like,
no shit.
I'll take you
You
where
know, she told me
where
she
you're
rode the bus.
comfortable.
She was like, "Oh, sometimes I ride the bus down to the office. I just like 30-minute drive." I'm like, "Damn, girl!" I'm like, "All
You're
right."
gonna get mugged.
Yeah. Anyways, there was a Fred's Fish Fry, and there was a guy in the parking lot and at the drive-thru, and I have never seen that before.
That's
You should have taken a picture.
I haven't. You know what's funny is that our office does the IP stuff for Fred's Fish Fry. We have they're our client for like their logo and their name and all that. Meanwhile, I'm like, y'all know that's drug money, like, 'cause,
They're laundering.
although
It's,
I don't
it's
think,
always
their food fucking sucks.
I don't think the guy
It's
in the
not
drive-thru
fish.
was really getting fish. I think he was getting like an 8-ball or something.
stupid.
under the bread.
Feed the streets. I've seen Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
He orders a number 12, but the menu only goes out of 1 to 10. He's like,
Right.
I need the number 14.
The number 8, even though it goes from 7 to 9.
Yeah, right. Gives it like a
Order off the secret, man.
But actually, I liked French fish fry.
11 secret menus you didn't know about.
I used to eat it because my grandparents were Catholic, so Lent, every Friday they'd buy a big old thing of French fish fry. And you get that big thing of white fucking bread that sticks to the roof of your mouth.
Yeah.
Like, it's all sugar. Like,
Man,
shit was
dude.
good. It was all like fried. It
I
was like,
haven't-
straight from like the box, like straight from the freezer into the oven. Like,
I was like, I haven't had fresh fish fry in like nearly like 15 years.
And I was gonna say, Long John Silver's, I used to love it as a kid because it was all just fried, greasy food. I was
Yeah.
a fat kid. I've always been a fat kid. But as an adult, I've never had Long John Silver's as an adult. And I always try to
Right.
get Mrs. Teach, but I'm like, I know she won't go for it.
My dad used to eat it all the time. And
Really?
For whatever reason, he just didn't anymore.
Yeah, we would always go
When
to
I
the
lived
one
in
on
He's like, I'm
Market.
an adult now.
Yeah, you're
I
right. Get out my fucking. I don't need you. No.
go
But
to
like,
Seattle, excuse me.
when I lived in Oklahoma, like I would like I saw Long John's. There was like one like right down the road from my apartment. I was like, oh, what? It's so close. You know what I mean? I was exploring my neighborhood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just moved there.
Yeah.
And so I was like driving around. I was like, oh,
This is the go-to.
This is dangerous. You know what I mean? Like
This is dangerous.
This is dangerous. Like we're going in unknown territory.
Did you eat there a lot?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, horribly.
What do you fucking think, man?
Don't they have like a fish and chicken
Took
combo?
one of the manager's kids to
Yeah,
college.
that's what I would get. Sometimes
what
it'd be
I would
the
fuck
chicken. Yeah, because like we would always go to the one on Marbach, and then on Marbach it closed down temporarily.
Yep.
And that was kind of when my parents were like, "Well, fuck it,
Yeah,
we'll
I
never
know,
go to
dude.
Long John's again."
I
And
know
then it
the
opened
pain.
back up.
Yeah. Is Leslie from like that? Oh, she's from Southwest.
Yeah,
Leslie's
she
from
she lived
Southwest.
over there on Five Palms. So
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
she's from the hood.
Yeah, Dwayne's on Ray. Listen.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I don't know which is worse, but you have to go.
5 Palms for sure.
I was like, yeah.
5 Palms for sure. 100% 5 Palms is
Yeah,
worse.
well, I don't know. That gas station over here, listen, my place is pretty
Yeah,
good.
but there's that other gas station that's behind 5 Palms.
The
that
MS
that like
Express?
that dude like
With that one gas pump,
That
it's
guy's
always
your
like
shit.
20 cents less. You're like, why though? Why am I putting it? Is it like mixed with water?
he's cutting it. He's cutting gas. No, that dude like he never carded anybody like way back in the day. Like, he
What,
never
on,
shit.
Apple, right?
I think so.
Yeah, by Marco.
No, not over there.
He was on Apple.
Not that one.
I get mixed up.
Because there's that one. There was a Fiesta at the corner.
What's
and
your
then there
street
was the
though?
other
Off
one.
of though? Because it's Raylison and what? What's that street?
Brook
That-
Valley.
No, that's not fucking with. I'm talking about because MS Express is on Raylison, isn't it?
Yeah.
Before you get to Five Palms.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
This
not
is-
Apple.
No, you take.
No, Apple is what. That's where
That's where Adam lives.
Pone used to live. Gabriel.
Yeah, Gabriel.
He lived off of Apple. No, Adam lived on Cedar Valley.
True.
Yeah,
That's right.
he
Yeah.
was in the mix.
Yeah, guys. Yeah.
David's from this side of town.
No, I grew up on Marbach.
Hey, you white, you Ben Affleck.
I was like, man, I just saw Role Models again for like the first time in like
Man, that's
fucking
a
thousands
watch,
years.
Man, I haven't seen that movie in forever.
I watched that on Sunday. I was like, because Voodoo was doing a deal where it's a mix and match. You buy 2 movies for $10.
And if you're white, you get 3.
What's up?
If you're white, you get 3.
No, it's only 2.
Oh,
No, it's only 2
I was
for
like, it's only
everyone.
2.
they're
They
equality.
don't discriminate.
No
So
one
I
gets 3.
so I
If you
got.
get 3, you get 4.
I was like, yeah, keep it even at least. Fucking, if I had 4 movie options, I wouldn't be here right now. I'd be watching the 4 movies I bought.
Exactly.
It was like, that was another reason why too. I thought you were coming over because I had Men in Black playing, and I was like, I haven't seen Men because I bought Men in Black and Role Models for the 2 for $9.99, and I watched Role Models on Sunday, and I was like, man, I was still able to quote like the whole
Yep.
movie,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, let me watch Men in Black tonight, so that way when Teach comes over, it will wrap up. And when he said, oh, come over here, and I was like, son of a bitch, I was
we were gonna go over to your place because we were gonna eat dinner though. That you were gonna make SOS.
yeah, I was gonna make sure.
And he canceled, so I didn't realize. I don't know why in my head. I know that doesn't really switch it, but in my head I was like, "Oh, we're doing it here now." So,
Oh.
and then when Dwayne messaged like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Hey, well, it's podcast night." Very strategic, Dwayne. Hey, what are you doing on Wednesday? On podcast day? How's it going?
Yeah,
We're
what's
doing
up?
podcast day. So, and then I was like,
I was
"Well, let's
bored.
just do it here."
Yeah, but
Yeah, but
well, that spawned a little bit extra. So
that was pretty good.
yeah, so for those that complain that it's the hour and a half mark, is we're just like,
I mean, just pause it. I don't know. Just pause it.
What do you
Can
mean
you go back to it? Like if it's too long, like if you're driving, it takes you 20 minutes or whatever. Put it on pause, and then when you get off of work, start.
oh
back
yeah,
up, reload.
I'm talking about like people like in general, like if like they had the time to listen. Like people were telling me like, oh, like the people that at work that listen to it, they don't take calls and stuff. They're just like on desk. They're listening to it and they're kind of like.
Oh,
It's
like,
kind
they
of
don't-
kind of dragging on. Like there's like you guys are like finding random things to fill in.
Okay.
So I'm like,
Okay.
thanks for the feedback. But on the inside, I'm crying. I'm just
Right.
like, we're putting on
gold
hold.
right here. This is in the mind of David, Wayne, Claire, and the Teach.
I was like, this is what we think about.
the more it drags on, that's the real shit. that we're
Exactly,
talking about.
raw, unfiltered,
Yeah.
uncut,
Yes.
and some stuff.
German
But-
dick.
German dick.
Uncut. I don't
Right.
know. That made me think-
But just want to say shout out to everyone that started listening to it. If you guys are the new fans, recurring fans, of course, thank you. Please keep sharing the word on the Facebook page. Now we're on iTunes. You can subscribe to us, leave us a 5-star review. That'll definitely help us. But yeah, I've been David Clare.
And I'm the Teach. And also, water is wet. or not wet, depending on how pompous ass you want to sound.
Water's not wet.
That's
not wet.
That's the pompous ass part.
That's the pompous part. It's the correct part.
Right.
We live in a society.
So what are you again?
There's rules.
So you gotta.
Yeah, but so I always close. Well, I've been David Clare.
And I'm Weezy.
Yeah.
Today.
And I'm the teacher. Bitch, you guessed it.
No, don't do it. No, 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 I'm a virgin. No, 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 I'm a virgin. No, 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 I'm a virgin. No, 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 I'm a virgin. No, 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 I'm a virgin. No, 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 no.